Google Collections is a new feature in Google Plus that allows you to share collections of useful stuff, such as websites or books or your products, with friends, families, and customers. In this video, let's investigate how to set up Google Collections and how to use them for marketing. My name is Jason McDonald, Director of the JM Internet Group. Let's get started. Welcome back. We are going to look at this newfangled idea of Google Collections and explain how it works and look at some opportunities and sort of wrap our heads around what are Google Collections, how do they work, and how might we use them as marketers. And the way I kind of think about it, it's sort of like Pinterest and Google Plus kind of had a baby. It's got a lot of similarities to Pinterest, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more like tagging. All right, so all the resources are here. You have the link in the YouTube description to get to the resources. So let's just sort of dive in at first, and then I'll circle back and show you some of the other features. All right, so of course it's all about Google Plus. So I'm going to go to my Google Plus page. All right, so this is my Google Plus account. So here I am, Jason McDonald. This is my Google Plus account here, and you might want to bookmark that. I just bookmarked mine, so I know where it is. There's a new tab. There's a new tab in town, and that tab is called Collections. All right, so let's click on the Collections tab, and you can see I've already created some collections, and let's just start from basics. So let's say I want to create a collection. So you just click on Create a Collection. Now, what's your marketing concept? Let's say I'm a dog trainer, and I want to create a collection of recommended dog toys. So I'm going to click Create a Collection, and I'm going to call this Dog Toys and Fun Dog Stuff. So I'm going to name my collection sort of like naming a board on Pinterest, and I'm going to set that to public. Probably almost always you want that setting to public. That's who can see the posts, and I'm going to hit create. Okay, so now I've created a place to put my posts on dog toys. Now let's click on customize. You can change your background. You can change your background. So I don't know if I have a background about dogs, but let's say I don't. I can upload one if I want. So basically you just click customize, add your own, and upload. And I'll just switch this over to something a little bit cooler. And it can change the color scheme. Let's make it black. Okay, so now it's a dog. You know, you put a dog there probably. All right, now add to this collection. So let's say I've got some cool dog toys. So let's just go to Amazon real quickly. And let's go dog toys. And you just select a dog toy that's kind of cool. Okay, I'll take Kong. Kong seems to dominate the dog market. So you see that horrible long URL? I always shorten those. So I have a little bit.ly shortener there, or you can just copy it and go to bit.ly. I always shorten those horrible URLs. Paste that URL in there and shorten it to a normal URL. So now I've copied that normal URL. So then I'm going to go back into Google Plus, and I'm going to say, you know, Kong dominates the dog toy market, and here are some cool balls to play fetch with for dog toys for your dog. So I'm going to write something. I'm going to put the link in here. I'm going to paste that link in here, and I'm going to hit share. So now I've shared that on this collection or board. It's also being shared on my profile. Over here on my profile, it's going to be shared here as well. It should be shared here as well, I think. Let's see, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't go on your common share. Yes, it does. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so it shares to your generic, hey, everybody who's following me, Jason, this is now being shared. And you can see that little clickable link at the top now. So somebody who's following me will be able to see that link at the top. They can click through and they can see my collection of stuff about dog toys. All right, now how else can you do it? You can go directly from here, and let's say I just put something like, you know, homemade dog toys. And I'll put, you know, this is something I am really thinking about because dog toys are crazy expensive. Okay, now let's go find something about homemade dog toys. You know, there's an article on the internet, homemade dog toys. So again, what's our scenario? I'm a manufacturer. I'm a person who sells dog toys. I'm a dog trainer. So I'm going to share this link, this list of 33 things you can do to get I totally need to do these things, of dog toys. All right, so I'm going to put that in my link and share. Now see how it says the 2 here? You can share 2 dog toys, or you can change this if you want to public. So if you share it to public, okay, so that's your default share to public. Now let's say I just want to share it to that board. I can change it to the board. Now let's say I share it on public, and then I decide, oops, I want this to be somewhere else. I can move it down here with the share button. I can move this to my dog toys collection. Okay, so now my collection of dog toys has 2 posts, essentially pinned, to use a Pinterest term, pinned to this board, to use a Pinterest term again. So the collection has the posts pinned to it. Okay, so that's your collection. Now I've got a couple other collections here, more serious collections in my collections. So I've got a collection on free SEO tools, because we have a big book that we produce on free SEO tools here. So I've got this collection here. Now let's talk about sharing somebody else's post to your collection. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and to my Google Plus sort of main feed, and I'll just put in here free SEO tool. There's always a ton of these guys. So free SEO tools, and let me go down here and find somebody who's not me. Here's Blecko. Okay, so let's put, Blecko's kind of old, but let's put this Blecko one. Now down here where it says share, I can click the share button. So see that share button down here. So you find a post that you like. You click on the share button, right? And then on the share button, you share it into the collection that you want. So now that's going to be shared into my free SEO tools posts. So there you go. So you can take somebody else's post and share it to your board. Now, I don't know if they allow me to share to somebody else's board. They probably will in the future. It's very much the Pinterest sort of concept. Okay, so now let's sort of wrap up of what we've sort of learned. So in the video, there's the links to materials. I've got links to articles, etc. So a collection is essentially like a Pinterest board. It's a grouping of stuff. It's a curated set of resources. And you as the creator create one, probably with a marketing purpose. Here's my collection of dog toys. Here's my collection of SEO tools, etc., to sort of shamelessly promote your company. And then other people can follow your board. So now they can follow you as a whole, or they can choose and follow your collection. All right, now let's see how that works. So if I go over to, they have a list of featured collections, and let's say I want to follow something, all things Google. So I can click follow, right? Or let's click over to it. This is a post on all things Google by John Blossom. I don't know if he's a Google guy or something. Probably a Google guy or something. I can click follow. So I now have a choice. I can either follow John, which means follow everything he's sharing on Google+, or I can just follow his board or his collection of Google+ stuff, all things Google. So I'm going to click follow. So now I'm following his board. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's go back to my own profile. So then on my profile, right now, people will see my collections and they can share my collections, and off you go. So you can share now to the whole universe through public. You can share to a collection, sort of a curated list. People can follow your collection, right? So they're going to follow your collection, or you can go follow their collection, or you can find a post that you like that's showing in your feed, and you can share that post into your feed, into your collection. So it's really nifty. It's a sort of a curation sort of system, very much like Pinterest, but because Google Plus is very news oriented, very new and trendy oriented, it'll allow for that feature. All right, so on the wrap up on the information that I put on the little resources for you here, I've got a link to Google Collections Help, which sort of explains the very basic stuff on how to do collections. What else have I got here? I've got a link to the official post. I've got a link to the featured Google Plus collections, and then I've got a couple little overviews to other articles similar to what I just did that helps you sort of wrap your mind around collections. So that's the new Google Collections feature. I think it's actually interesting, not necessarily so much in the way that people use Google+, but it's sort of a place to put things. And let me show you finally, let me wrap up one thing that I really do like about it. So let's go over to my Google+ feed and let's go back to my collection. So let's take this collection on, say, free SEO tools. Now, it's kind of not got the most beautiful URL, right? So you've got this URL up here. But here's what's nifty about it as opposed to Pinterest, is Pinterest makes you sign up for Pinterest really aggressively. You can copy that URL, you could share that URL, you could put that URL in an email. And let's go over here where I'm not signed in. So let's go over here where I'm not signed in to Google. So I'm just sort of a generic non-signed in person. You can see here I'm not signed in. And let's paste that URL. And what's nifty is you don't have to be on Google+ to see this collection. And you can just go in and use it. You can see it, you can click through stuff. You can go, oh, that's interesting, I want to check this out. Done. So it's a really kind of a bookmarking system that gives you something to share with your user community, and it, so far, cross our fingers, doesn't force you to sign up for Google+. I really like that feature. I like it much better than Pinterest. Pinterest forces you very quickly to have to make a choice and have to sign up for Pinterest. So all these materials are up on the website. It's kind of a neat thing, sort of get started with it, just sort of check out how to set up a collection, figure out why you might want to do it, learn how to share a post into a collection, learn how to repost someone else's post into a collection, and realize that every collection has a public URL that you can start to do some nifty things for you. So pretty cool for content curation, and I'm excited about it. I like Google+. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to our channel, get our free toolbooks, all that good stuff, again, in the description below.